The Daily Purge. Tuesday and all is well. The British are coming. The British are coming. I don't know. Paul Revere, he was the guy who called everything out, right? It was like, it's 9 o'clock and all is well. And then the British is coming. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, today I want to talk about something. And you know that when I start my days or when I start these lives, that it's not something that I've planned or something that I thought out. It's something that happened to me today, discussion that I had today, something I had, with a client or a new person I spoke to. There's always something that comes up that I think is applicable to the rest of the world or whoever's listening. If that's the world, that'd be great. If not, not a big deal. And so I want to talk today about a real simple, made a mistake there. A real simple solution to revenue issues. And it's a general solution. So, you don't be expecting too much. If you want really, really big, detailed revenue generation ideas and solutions, let me know. That's what I do, as they say in England. It's what I do, mate. Check it out. So a lot of times when you start a business or you're in a business or you're a salesperson, you're trying to go out there and sell as much as you can to as many people as you can, right? Makes sense, right? So you want to have as much revenue as possible. So you go out and you throw a big wide blanket or a big wide fishing net, and you're out there. And what happens when you throw a big fishing net is you catch all kinds of fish, right? Big, small, ones you can't eat, ones you can't keep, endangered species, right? Sometimes you get crabs, sometimes crabs in the ocean. You veteran guys, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so these kind of things. So how do you differentiate yourself from other competitors? And if we talk about feature benefit, everyone knows that one. You can talk about features, you can talk about benefits, right? Benefits, obviously, I don't care about features. What's in it for me? Second of all is this, and this is a big one. This is what I see quite often, is that there's a lot of, there's comments that I didn't see. I'm sorry. Okay, so Olga, hello, Bobby, hello, Jared, Chris. All right. How does X fit with Y and create Z so I can ABC? There we go. So Jared. And so what a lot of people do is they'll go out there, they'll be professional at what they do. They went to school, they've studied it, they've done it for 20 years, and they will try and school the client. And if you come to me and I want something and you're trying to educate me that should be different in a way that's not conducive to my success, then I'm going to be like, why are you talking to me? Right? So why I just want this done. Can you do it for me? And, a lot of times we have that. I mean, I was in France and I was at a restaurant and I ordered a steak and I wanted it well done. And the guy refused. He said, no, we're not going to make your steak well done. That's how you ruin meat. I'm like, well, that's how I like to eat it. Like, no. Morning, Richard. And they're like, no, we're not going to. I said, so then I'm going to leave. Okay, you can leave. Can you imagine? Imagine that. Imagine that. You go somewhere to eat and they won't make your food the way you want your food. Isn't that ridiculous? But that's how a lot of people are. So here's what you're going to do, right? If you're it doesn't matter what industry you're in. Who do you serve? For real, who do you serve? Not everybody. Hey, Amelia, how you doing? Thank you so much. You like the green, do you? I'm wearing my South African rugby shirt that I bought years and years and years ago. They haven't worn for years because it didn't fit. Now it fits. Oh, man, that's how the French are, exactly. So check it out. If you're in a service provider, even you, Jared, you're in the IT branch, whatever, who do you serve? Where do they hang out, right? What language do they speak? What jargon do they use? And if you can nail those things, then you can go about finding out what problem they have and solve it in their language, right? So let's give you an example. IT, right? So we're an IT services company. We do enterprise, or we do B2B, or we do corporates only, or whatever. That's nice, but how many of them are out there? Well, how about this? We're an IT company who specializes in client CRM system optimization for dentists and dentist offices. Just as an example. Who do you think is going to get the more attention? First of all, you know who to market to. Second of all, you know their language. Third of all, you might know their issues, right? Or you can find out what they are. And third of all, they're going to go dentist CRM, and they're going to see you in Google. Oh, wow, these guys really help out. They'll do it for me. They don't just sell me the program. They actually do it for me. And that's what I'm talking about. Be the specialist. Exactly, Jared. Be the specialist. And I can't look, even with our Humble Alpha, you see it below, the Humble Alpha Paradigm Upgrade Advisory Program. A bunch of people want to join that program. But, if we're not speaking their language and we're not talking to them in their jargon and using their at solving their problems for them as far as our suggestions go, then they're not going to come. And honestly, we don't want them to come, because if we're not speaking the language, they're obviously not our target market, right? People will show up and they'll talk. And what I really like about the way this is, because we use, of course, HIT, honesty, integrity, transparency. We create space with every single person that comes and talks to us about the program, is that it's never an issue about, I can't say no, I can't afford it, but I can't admit it. And it's like, hey, man, I can't afford that. Like, hey, awesome. Thanks for telling us. We'll let you know if we have a group program that maybe at a reduced price like we have right now. We have a group from the UK, 5 people. 2 had to drop out. So now we have 2 spaces left open to be filled to start next week at a 75% reduced rate. And we're doing that so we would have 5 people, because we said, Lane and I said, we're not going to work with less than 5 people. Otherwise, so we are going to do it now. And so if you're interested, let me know. And you can get in on the group, and it'd be great. It's a great opportunity to meet people from the UK and from different industries, and actually learn from them. And that's the dynamic of a group program. And of course, you get Lane and I every time on your own, just us. And people who come from, we've had a lot of interest in our program, and maybe 5% align and can, I'll put it this way, that who can imagine themselves going through the program. It's only 3 months, but it's pretty heavy, and the results are just incredible. You walk out of there in a place you never existed and you never thought existed. And this is over and over and over again. So how did that happen? How did we get it there? I've been recommending months, past 4 months. All right, brother. Gunny, that's the Humble Alpha Paradigm Upgrade Advisory Program. Gunny, he'd be perfect, especially in the gym sector. My goodness. So, and let me know if you're interested, Gunny. It'd be great for you. British, I think there's a real estate guy in there. There's an investor in there. And then there's a fashion designer as well. So 3 people that is in there. I'll tell you, would a stick analogy be like saying, I want to have you pay for X service I offer if I know it won't benefit you? Let me say, be like saying, I won't have you pay for X service. No, not, I don't know. All right. Thanks, Gunny. Hey, Morgan Leaf. I don't know, Scott. I'm not sure how you mean that. I'm so sorry. I'm not following you on that. You're saying if you offer that a product and it doesn't work, you'll make them not pay for it. No, I'm not saying a no money back guarantee. If that's what you mean, I'm not saying that. No. I would pay X service I offer if I know it won't benefit you. I won't have you pay for a service I offer if I know it. Well, I wouldn't offer it to them if I knew it didn't benefit them in the first place. So maybe that's what I'm missing there. Anyway, so the way that we do it in our program, we're very specific with how we speak. And as you know, if you know anything about myself and Lane, we're very spiritual. We're very holistic in the way we think. And if you've read our book, which hopefully you have, Unleash Your Humble Alpha, then you'll see the way we work is very holistic, but fact-based and sort of structured-based, right? You're asking for service, but I know it won't be a benefit. Scott, there you go. Okay, so this is the deal. I just had this exact conversation. So there's a guy makes something for a client. The client wants something that he knows won't get the perceived or the results that the client wants. And he tries to school her. And she says, well, look, you're the guy. I want you to make this. So make it or I'm walking. And they sort of got in this sort of little match, and she left. So here's the deal. You're not selling a service, right? You're starting a relationship with this person. And if that relationship is based upon what they want first, right? Even if you think that it won't work, it won't have the desired effect of what you know that they don't know yet, it's going to be really difficult to school them. My suggestion was make 2 of whatever they wanted, 1 the way they wanted it, and 1 the way that you wanted it, or that you think it's right, and present both and say, look, I did this for you for free. Check it out. This could work too. What do you think? That way you're easing in and you're not insulting them and telling them they don't know what they're talking about, because most people's egos will flare up and say, no, get away. So yeah, Scott, when we go in, we talk about creating space to show up wholly and fully for the person in front of you, no expectations, no preconceived notions, no cookie cutter solutions, and you're not selling and you're not trying to NLP or leverage or none of that stuff. You're there for one reason. That's to add value by solving problems. And then when you show up and do that, and I mean all the way, right? All the way. There was a guy, buddy, veteran, who had a pressure cleaning company, and he would clean the floors of an apartment complex once a week. And he was talking about, we need more contracts and this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay, why are you cleaning the floors every week? Why are they so dirty? And he said, because the garbage men every Monday take the trash out and there's holes in the trash cans because they're old and it drips over the floor. So I got to clean it up. And I was like, so what problem are you solving? Like, well, we're solving the dirty floors. I'm like, well, what's the real problem? He's like, what do you mean? I said, it's the trash cans, isn't it? Why don't you make a bid for the trash collection? And that was $1 million contract. He was like, well, I never thought about that. That's what I mean by solving problems. You don't just put a Band-Aid on something. You really want to start a relationship, to build a foundation, to build a rapport, and help them as much as possible, regardless if it's exactly what you're supposed to do or not. Starting a relationship with a person. Yes, I mean, it's super important. We used to say, close the sale, start the relationship. That's what we used to say back in the early 90s when I was in the sales business. Of course, Scott, not an issue, brother. You know, I appreciate you asking real tangible questions too. That's pretty cool. So I appreciate it, brother. Yeah. And so that was just a perfect example, right? The perfect example of what's the real problem. Is it, you know, if someone needs a sign, right? My sales are bad. I want to do an ad on Facebook, right? Okay. What's the problem? Is it that they don't have ads, or is it maybe that their copy is bad, or they're not doing any marketing, or they're not doing any promotion, or their SEO is bad? What is the real issue here? You can put a sign up, you put an ad out all you want, but if you don't know who your target audience is, you don't know what their problems are, and how you're going to put an ad out, what's it going to say, right? These are the things. And so if you want more sustained revenue, in my opinion, right? Niche. Even McDonald's, who feeds the world, niches, right? They niche in their commercials. If you look at the commercials, who do they aim at? Young people and kids. That's what they always aim at. Kids for the birthday parties and Ronald McDonald and all that kind of crap. And then young people, hip, cool, going to the movies or football game or whatever, eating McDonald's, right? That's their target audience more than not. So even they have a target audience. If you don't have a target audience, you don't know what their issues are, you don't know their language, you're going to have a hell of a time actually selling them anything. And you don't sell by selling, you sell through certainty. And again, in your voice, the way your voice carries, the frequency that you give from the knowing that you have inside, the certainty that you have inside, that you know that you can navigate this world and this universe no matter what happens. People buy into that, and then they buy a product because they trust you. All right? That makes a huge difference. And that doesn't mean you have to talk to everybody. That just means that here, like you're watching me right now, you don't have to talk to me. You know I'm certain of what I'm talking about because I believe in my abilities to navigate this universe, right? Or navigate the world, because I know that I can deal with any issue. And you see that, and you're like, okay, I trust Steve to do this. And then if you ever need to work with somebody, you say, well, let me talk to Steve. He's always certain about what he's talking about, even though it's not even conscious. May not be conscious. You might feel that and be like, okay, somehow Steven knows what he's talking about, or Lane knows what he's talking about. Maybe I should talk to those guys. And you would be surprised at the people that come to us for coaching and business advisory. It's incredible. I mean, the Humble Alpha Paradigm Upgrade Advisory Program is literally changing the paradigm of leadership. Our book is changing the paradigm of leadership. Our college course, the university curriculum, is changing the paradigm of leadership. And that all came from one thing: having a clear intention, not focusing on the outcome, not focusing on what we wanted. We focus on the intention. How can we change the paradigm of leadership? How? Moving forward, imperfect action every day, creating as we go. Co-creation with the world around us. That's the solution. Morning, Jose. How you doing, brother? Okay. Hope that helped you today. You have a fantastic one. It's one of those weird days here. It's all dark and dreary and rainy and stuff. But hey, hope you have a fantastic day. Remember what they always say. I get that perfect timing, baby. You ready? Remember what they always say. It's all about quality of life. All right. See you guys later. Thank you so much.